Hey, welcome back you guys, welcome back to the channel. So this morning I decided, as I do typically every Monday morning, to just kind of slow things down a little bit and do a warm-up. Posted a couple things over the weekend on my channel, not my channel, but a couple things last week on my channel, and then a couple things over the weekend on my Instagram as far as, you know, projects that I've done in the past and whatnot. But this morning I decided to do some birds. I love doing cartoon birds just because they're simple. You get a lot of expression out of them, not only with their faces, but also their bodies. I love the nuances, I love the feathers, the complexity, the fact that you can, you know, use their arms, you know, their feathers as arms, and their fingers, really just that over-the-top expression. I really love doing tropical birds, birds of prey. Owls are kind of particularly one of my big go-tos whenever I want to sit down and get back to drawing in general. And I just really love doing it. So not too difficult, not too complex whenever it comes to doing a warm-up. I don't really spend too much time. I think I was doing these drawings for about 22 minutes, 23 minutes, somewhere around there. Using Bristol board because it's a nice drawing surface, and using a non-erasable Kohi Noor woodless pencil. I like those because they don't smear, and they cover really well, and they're really smooth whenever you draw with them. If I want to go to finish, what I'll do is use a color erase pencil, which I can erase. And you know, after I get done erasing, I'll go back in with a pen and ink, and finish it up with markers or color pencil. Yeah, so those of you who are interested in drawing for a living, this is kind of the trench work right here. Trench work meaning I do stuff like this not because I want to develop characters, not because I want to develop a story, but you know, you never know. One of these birds might land in one of the stories in the future. But what I tell students, especially whenever I'm, you know, teaching in a more proper environment, not just on the internet, is, you know, drawing is one of those things that it takes a lot of effort, time, and practice. You know, some people have that ability to see really well and translate things they see really well on a paper, and that's, you know, a natural ability. But for me, what I have to do basically is I have to practice all the time. I mean, you know, working on an illustration, a complex illustration, maybe on the iPad or traditionally, and I do it, you know, over a multi-day period, but these individual sketches, these little drawings that I do, really just help me fill up that creative bank account and foster the, you know, that creative muscle. And the skill muscle is extremely important as well. I was picking up my daughter last night at work. She works at a local grocery store, and brought my iPad with me, and I sat down and I was looking around, and you know, I just decided to do some life drawings. I'll probably post those tomorrow on my Instagram account. And if you don't follow me, look up my name, Michael Clarida. Should be able to pull me up that way. And I did some really quick life drawings, and man, I got a couple really good ones. So, yeah, if you have that ability, take your sketchbook with you. You know, it doesn't have to be an iPad. It can be a sketchbook. It can be a little notebook or something that you write notes in. You know, whenever you're sitting in the car or sitting at a coffee shop or sitting in the mall by yourself or whatever you do, whip out that sketchbook. You know, draw a couple people and environments around you, and it really, gosh, I can remember reading that when I was in college, because I did a huge paper on animation, and a lot of the 9 old men were like, yeah, I always brought my sketchbook with me, and I would draw, and I was like, yeah, how is that possible whenever you have a life? But it is possible. I mean, just having fun and you know, looking around your world and finding characters. And we all have cell phones now, so you can you can take pictures all day long of different reference materials. You know, a lot of times I'll be driving and I'll see somebody on the side of the road, and that, you know, the way they're dressed or the clothes they're wearing or the expression or what they're doing or how they're acting, I just add that into my brain, and it really helps me, you know, again, invest in that creative bank account, because who knows? I mean, eventually later, you might realize that character on the side of the road is perfect. It's perfect for a story or something like that. I go to the post office. I live in the middle of the mountains, and, you know, one of my outings literally during the day is to go to the post office. And a couple of characters down there at the post office have made it in to my character design work, you know. One of the guys, his name is Knox, and he's kind of like an old Western, you know, sheriff, and it's just really awesome to be able to inject that into my creative, you know, my creative world. And eventually, who knows, he might land in a story or a version of him, and that's what artists do. We collect things in our brains, in our sketchbooks, and I encourage you to do that as much as you can, you know. And I tried to get my students to really latch onto that, but of course, being in a world of temptation and video games and social media and everything else, it's just really hard, I think, these days to sit down and make your brain just settle the heck down, you know. But that's why I do this, you know. Take 20 minutes, 25 minutes in the morning and draw something fun. Have fun. That's what this is all about, right? So I think that's all I wanted to show you guys today. Just some birds. Just some simple stuff, simple shapes. You know, this is basically a sketchbook page. And then I'll tear it out and I'll move on to the next one. So thank you guys again for visiting the channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we'll be posting as many videos as I can get to. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.